regularly scheduled council meeting for Tuesday, May 26th. This time,
I'll call the roll.
I
Mr.
would
Fury?
call the roll. Thank you.
Mr. McDermott?
Here.
Mrs. Stoffer? Here. Mr. Roden?
Here.
Mr. Sorese?
Here.
Mr. Scafidi?
Here.
Mr. Yates?
Here.
All right, thank you. At this time, we'll stand. I'll do the invocation and start the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, you guide and govern everything with order and love. Look upon the assembly of our city leaders and fill them with the spirit of your wisdom. May they always act in accordance of your will with their decisions for the peace and well-being of all. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any changes or corrections for the minutes of May 12th? Hearing none, the minutes will stand as presented. We have a couple awards and presentations tonight. First, we're going to let Mayor Prokop award her annual Mayor's Scholarship. So Carolyn Bard, come up with your family. And
Thank you, Mr. Fury.
you're welcome, Mayor.
Mr. and Mrs. Bard. And this, oh, the photographer, okay. It is so nice to see you again. Every year I have the privilege of presenting a scholarship to a graduating senior for community service. And this year the recipient is Carolyn Bard. And Carolyn is carrying on a tradition in her family. Her brother received this same scholarship 2 years ago, Benjamin Bard. And where is Benjamin now?
Ohio State University.
Excellent. So we are delighted this evening to have Carolyn and her parents here and to present this award to her. Let me tell you a little bit about Carolyn. She has been accepted into the 5-year direct entry occupational therapy master's program at Gannon University. And just remembering that is quite an accomplishment. She has a 3.73 grade point average, and she has logged over 500 volunteer hours during her high school years. That's pretty incredible. And some of the things she's been doing, she has spent some of her summer time working at the Catholic Heart Mission, doing some of their mission trips. She's also worked for the Thea Bowman Soup Kitchens, Hattie Larlam Center for Children with Disabilities, Chiari Foundation, and I know that you've also done a lot of volunteer work for soccer and other organizations, so she's been a very, very busy girl, plus an amazing student. So it's always a delight to recognize somebody and help them along a little bit, at least, with their education. So, Carolyn, this evening I'd like to present just a little memento of receiving the scholarship, but we will get a check to you shortly. And again, very, very happy about this. Would you like to say anything or a little bit about your plans?
Thank you.
Thank you. That's okay. But again, congratulations to you and all the success in the world in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Can we take a picture with you?
Oh, sure. Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Okay. And next, I know this is going to be
I
a very
should-
special award for you.
I should just go right into this.
You
huh?
should.
Okay. Well, from graduations to retirements. And I would like to have Keith Scheid come up. Keith, can you come on up? Summit Metro Parks. Keith has been the director of Summit Metro Parks for many, many years, and he's been a very, very good friend to the city of Twinsburg and also to me. And I have the utmost respect for Keith. The things that he has accomplished in Summit County, but especially in our region, is simply amazing. You know, we really were we really worked very, very hard to purchase the 900-acre Liberty Park, and we were very excited about it. But Keith really shared our excitement every step of the way because we entered into a partnership that we both would care for the land. And the city is taking care of the active recreation of this property, but Metro Parks is taking care of the passive recreation. That's only one part of it, though. Keith had a vision that it wasn't just going to be a 900-acre park. It is now a
3,100-acre park.
a 3,100-acre park. And along the way, Keith has seen opportunities to purchase property, to get donations, and he's making connections in 4 counties. It's Summit, Cuyahoga, Portage, Geauga,
Stark and Wayne.
oh, Stark and Wayne. So he is really thinking on a regional basis. And the legacy that this man is creating, not just for our city, but for this entire region, is beyond anything that I know anybody has done in our region. So I hope your name goes down in the history books. I truly do, Keith, because you deserve to be there. He's an amazing man and has a great passion and love for all of the open spaces, the green spaces, everything about the environment, and we appreciate it, and we know that generations to come will also appreciate it. So I would like to read this proclamation to you. I'm sure you're going to get others, but this one, I had to have Keith come here. We just had the grand opening for the Nature Center, and Keith was here last Thursday, and you were here the Thursday before that for the Nature Center. We're very excited about it. I could have given you a proclamation that day, but I wanted this to be special and just for you, Keith, and that's why I invited you back this evening. Whereas the administration and council of the city of Twinsburg congratulate Keith Shy on the occasion of his retirement as Director Secretary of Summit Metro Parks. And whereas Keith Shy began his park career in 1971 as an assistant park manager with the Columbus and Franklin County Metro Parks. During his career with Summit County, he served as Assistant Superintendent of Operations and Superintendent of Operations. He was promoted to his current position in 1988. And whereas Keith Shy is the 6th Director Secretary in the Summit Metro Parks' 94-year-old history. He has seen the park district nearly double in size to its current 13,000 acres. In addition to Liberty Park in northern Summit County, Metro Parks has grown to include Springfield Bog Metro Park, Talmadge Meadows area in Monroe Falls Metro Park, Overlook Trail in Cascade Valley Metro Park, and the district will soon open Wood Hollow Metro Park in Hudson. I think it is open.
Last Tuesday.
And whereas Keith Shy has forged partnerships with various municipalities and neighboring park districts, as well as the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. These partnerships resulted in the Summit Metro Parks now managing slightly more than half of the hike and bike path in Summit County. And whereas the city of Twinsburg expresses thanks and appreciation to Keith Shy for his vision and partnership in the development of Liberty Park and the Liberty Park Nature Center. Now, therefore, I, Catherine Prokop, Mayor of the City of Twinsburg, do hereby congratulate Keith Shy on the occasion of his retirement. We wish him well as he enjoys traveling and spending time with his family. Keith, congratulations.
I guess if I must. A huge weight went off of my shoulders last week, all the promises I'd made about getting this nature center done for the Liberty Park. And as I drove home, I kind of reflected on that a little bit, that I'd promised the people of Twinsburg, the county, the staff, the commissioners, and myself. And, you know, it was sort of a surreal type of a thing, you know, that you finally, after 18 years, I think it was, of fighting to get it done, we got it done. Kathy's right. I think it'll be regional in nature. This second nature center we have, I'm hoping that it will be everything we dreamed it would be. I know the building is. I think the people will find their way to it. And I'm hoping that hundreds of children will be able to enjoy that, as well as seniors and other families, and enjoy Liberty Park. And maybe 200 years from now, they'll go, wow, well, and that's something those people pulled off, and that would be our legacy, I think.
Absolutely, Keith. Thank you. You're a good man, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Means the world to me having you. And we're actually going to have some time to talk to Keith because we have some cake in the back, and can we
So
take?
at this time, we'll take a brief recess and for a reception. Council meeting after our brief recess to celebrate Pete Shy's retirement. Next on the agenda is audience participation. Shannon, do we have anybody on the list tonight?
Yes, we have Dustin Basmaggie.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Dusty Basmaggie, and I own the house at 9727 Ravenna Road since 2001. In the city of Twinsburg's terminology, that's in the northeast quadrant, and I'm less than 500 feet from the square. We are one of 3 families that live there. The last time I was here, I spoke out against the CIC and the comprehensive plan. The response from council was that it's just a plan, and it's a few years down the road, and it's the plan that the city was hoping to implement. If that's the case, I'm here today to ask the city to tighten zoning in the square now and to help improve the look of the square now. A few years ago, the first change my family noticed was a payday lender had moved into a vacant storefront. When I spoke to a city councilman about this later on, he said that they had to allow it because it's like a bank. Now, we all know that it's nothing like a bank. When I looked in the yellow pages under banks, there was not a single payday lender listed. The real bank is right next door. Payday lenders do not enhance the area. Downtown Hudson doesn't have one. The next change was a dog daycare that the city allowed. What made this most aggravating was the city sent me a certified letter asking for my family's input. We came down, we expressed all the dangers and the concerns about it to the city, and yet the city still approved the business. Making matters worse was the fact that I asked the council that before they allow this business to rent the space, that the landlord should be forced to make improvements to the building and cut the grass. That never happened. Not until 2001 when the building was sold. Again, we were told that the city had to allow this because it was similar to a veterinary hospital. Again, they are not the same. One employs basically babysitters while the other one employs doctors. Historic downtown Bedford doesn't have one. Currently in our quadrant is a business with a sign on the roof that says jeweler, but the bigger sign in the window says cash for gold. This sounds like another business masquerading as something that it is not. It looks like a pawn shop. This type of business does not enhance the downtown. The jewelry store in Chagrin Falls does not have a cash for gold sign in the window. Now, before it was a pawn shop in that same building, it housed a fortune teller. That's another business that does not enhance our downtown. Now, earlier this year, there was a tobacco shop located in the northeast quadrant. I fear the problem with this business is that a similar business may have to be allowed. Currently, there are 3 groups trying to get signatures to legalize marijuana in Ohio. If one of these 3 pass, we could easily have a head shop in the square because it sells similar products. Certain types of business, especially when they are grouped together, can give an area a seedy or trashy look, and they don't belong in the immediate downtown area. Besides the businesses I have already mentioned, here are some other examples of businesses that don't belong in the immediate downtown area. Tattoo parlors, thrift stores, stores that have the word dollar in the name, like everything's a dollar or Dollar Depot. Also, stores that use the word for less, discount, or outlet in their names, like groceries for less, discount tools, furniture outlet. Another business that does not belong in the square is one that puts up a temporary plastic sign on Labor Day that says Halloween headquarters and then changes it on November 1st to Christmas party store. Now, I'm running out of time, and I haven't even got around to the gambling club. Why didn't I get a certified letter on that business? In conclusion, all the cities I mentioned, plus Brecksville, have successfully kept these businesses from the square areas of their town, and they look exquisite. Other cities haven't been able to limit them, and they look shabby and run down. I am also sure that when the comprehensive plan is fully implemented, these types of businesses won't be allowed in any of the 4 quadrants. You need to act quickly. I know you can come up with some stronger wording and restrictions to limit these businesses, because I saw you eliminate and restrict the strip clubs. Thank you.
Jan, is there anybody else on the list?
There is none.
Okay. We also took, when I was on council, with Mr. Maestro's help, action to not allow gambling because there was one at the strip mall down on Ravenna. So we've handled that. And I don't think anybody on this board was here in 2001 when that other issue was with the doggy daycare.
There's a gambling club in town right now. I can see the slot machines wheeling through the window.
I'm not aware of that, but I'm sure we'll look into that, Mayor. All right. Next on our agenda is council communications and committee reports. Mr. Scafidi, do you have anything tonight?
I do. Thank you. Good evening. The Board of Zoning Appeals met on May 13th. There were 2 appeals that were heard that night. Appeal number 6, 2015, which was a Gary Drive resident here for a 9-foot front setback variance, and the board approved that 4-0. The other appeal was 07, 2015, and that was for on behalf of the Twinsburg City School District, and that was specifically for a 6-foot side distance variance for an extension to a driveway that they want to put in at Wilcox School. And that was also approved 4-0. The next BZA meeting will be on June 17th at 6:30 here at the Government Center. Just 2 quick announcements. I wanted to announce that the Glenwood Preserve Homeowners Association will be having their annual garage sale, and that'll be going from June 11th through June 14th. So if anybody in Glenwood Preserve wants to have a garage sale, please feel free to sign up. And if you want to find some nice items and you don't live in Glenwood Preserve, come on down those 4 days and shop around. It should be another good turnout for them. Finally, I had the opportunity, it was talked about a little bit earlier when Keith Shy was here, to attend the Nature Center opening ribbon cutting ceremony. It's a beautiful facility. I encourage everybody to get out there. A nice effort on behalf of the park system, Keith Shy, Mayor Prokop, and before them, Mayor Karabic as well. Congratulations to all of them. This is really, as I always hear it referred to many times, as a gem in our city. And now with that Nature Center, it sure did enhance that as well. So other than that, that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Mr. Yates?
Yes, thank you. The ARB met last week. I filled in for Ms. Stauffer, and there was actually a busy agenda, multiple items. There was CVS, there was a relocation of their monument sign in anticipation of the road work on Route 91, and so that passed as submitted. And then there was a addition to a house in Sandalwood that was also passed. Some adjustments were made, so there was some notes that went along with that. Ryan Homes is putting in their last home on Simachek, so that development's going to be full after this home is built, and that plan was approved. And then Pulte was in front of ARB for quite a while. That they had 2 homes they were presenting, they're being built, and then also some adjustments to some current homes that were in, some trim work adjustments to some current homes that they were proposing. Last, there was Rush Hour Grill. They were proposing a cover for their patio, so there was some discussion regarding the, and I know they were approved about a year and a half ago, but are now coming back with some changes, so I think that got tabled and they're going to be working on that. May 16th, I attended the citywide cleanup with Environmental Commission, and it was a great event. I believe we had around 75 people total. There was hot dogs cooked, and the city was divided up, and again, I participated last year in this, and it was just sometimes you don't realize the amount of litter that's around because you kind of get numb to it. But my family was down near Chipotle, and we filled up multiple bags. It was nice. The Chipotle people saw us out there doing it and gave us some free burritos. But it was just a great event, I think, for everyone. And I think next year, if we time it correctly, we can double or triple the amount of volunteers that we have. So we timed it the day after prom, so we probably have missing a lot of high school kids that were sleeping in or at Cedar Point. But it was a great event, and the Environmental Commission did a great job. May 14th, I attended a Share the Roads meeting where we're discussing bike lanes as we put in new changes to Route 91, and as we do a resurfacing from Route 91 to Hudson. I'm a cyclist, and I'm an advocate for having some type of area that's safe for cyclists to ride on. So we're looking at any option we have to put in, while they may not be full dedicated bike lanes, but at least a wider shoulder, something that with some signage that can then just at least make the cars more aware of us, because we only unfortunately get to ride 3, 4, 5 months a year. I know there's people that ride more, but generally that's when cyclists are out on the road, and so it's anything we can do to make them aware of us out there. So we had that meeting on the 14th. Then I also attended the Tri-Chamber event, Signature Solon, which was a great event. It was a big turnout, so if you've never gone to that, I encourage you next year to at least go tour it. So it's 3 communities that get together with their chambers, and it's a great business-to-business meeting at Signature Solon. And then Thursday evening, we had a special event for friends and family for the Nature Center. So we got an early sneak peek of the new Nature Center, and got to meet a lot of people from Metro Parks that really put a lot of time and effort and are hard into that building. And it was great talking to them and seeing that before the general public. May 21st, we did have the ribbon cutting there. Again, Keith Shai was here. It's just, if you haven't been out and seen this facility, it's an amazing building. It's an amazing set of land that it sits on. And I think when we first, at least for me, when we first visioned that building being built, I was expecting kind of a rectangle type thing that could host some events, not anywhere near what they put there. So it's a magnificent facility. I encourage everyone to go out and view it. Let's see. The Memorial Day Parade was yesterday, so for those that attended, it was a great event. Weather held out. We had a great turnout downtown for the services, and then we also had another good turnout for the dedication of Veterans Park that we unveiled the sign for. So thanks for all the work that went into that, and the parade and the service. And then last, and I know Derek's probably going to talk about it, is we have the duathlon coming up this weekend. So for those who are thinking about a multi-sport event, who may be runners or maybe cyclists, it's a short race. It's a 2-mile run, 10-mile bike, 2-mile run. Come on out and join it. Dusty, I know you cycle, so you could run a little bit. All right, but it's a great event for those thinking of that, and we'll end up probably with 150 participants. That's usually our average for the year. I've run it I've worked it and run it. This year I'm participating in it, and miscellaneous. I have a potential charity that I'm going to be running for the Cost of Freedom, so I'll mention the details of that. So I can quit talking now. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Mr. McDermott, anything tonight?
No, I don't have a report this evening.
Okay, thank you. The Planning Commission will meet at 7 o'clock on Monday, June 1st. I attended the May 13th Chamber of Commerce meeting and updated them on things that are going on in the city and answered questions. A lot of concern about detours and road construction, but everything's fine. May 14th, I attended the Twinsburg Community Improvement Corporation meeting at 7:30 at the old township, what do we call that building now?
Center on the Square.
Center on the Square, thank you. Items that were discussed were a review of the new website, which is www.twinsburgcic.com, and also an audit report. The next meeting for the Twinsburg Community Improvement Corporation will be June 20th at 7:30 a.m. at 9833 Ravenna Road on the square. And I'll have Shannon talk about the Cost of Freedom Flag Program. That's all I have this evening. Thank you. Seth?
Thank you. None of my committees have met, however, I will just briefly touch on some of the other things with the Environmental Commission. Mr. Yates talked about the Keep Twinsburg Naturally Beautiful. Again, it was a great success. Congratulations, Daisy, on another great event, and Derek as well with your input on that. We also like to thank Technoform for the food. That was, the food that was left over was actually donated to the police and fire department, so that was a great thing as well to at least give back and not have that go to waste. Other things to talk about, market calendars for Saturday, June 13th. It's free shredding day for all the residents, and the time will be from 9 a.m. to noon at the Public Works building. Shredding signs will be posted by the end of this month. And then a new program, Simple Recycling Program, a collection of textiles, excuse me, kicks off. The kickoff date for all residents will be Tuesday, June 23rd. Prior to this event, residents will receive information regarding what items they will pick up, and you'll get 2 bags for your textiles to place out front that they'll pick up. So that's going to be another great program where if you don't know what to do with your clothing and those type of articles, it's a great program to just get those out of your house and recycle them. Other than that, I have nothing else this evening. Thank you very much.
Mr. Shiraisi?
Thank you. Haven't had any meetings in the last 2 weeks. The Twins Days Committee will meet next week on June 3rd at the Twins Day Festival office. We have scheduled a Safety Committee meeting for June 22nd here at City Hall at 9 a.m. and a Finance Committee meeting for June 23rd, just before the council meeting here at 6 p.m. or 6:30 for that. I did attend a Taste of Twinsburg meeting last week. Plans are coming along for that for the upcoming event in June, and also attended the parade and the park dedication yesterday, as well as the ribbon cutting at the Nature Center, and all great projects and programs. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mrs. Stoffer?
Mr. Yates did my report there for the ARB, and I did not have any other meetings. I did want to say that the Memorial Day Parade I thought was just fantastic, and was really happy with the band. And just kind of was standing right in the middle of it all and watching all of those teenagers perform and then singing along to the songs is really pretty moving. I think they did an outstanding job this year on the parade. That's all I have.
Thank you. Shannon, anything?
Yes, the Cost of Freedom is doing a flag sponsorship program. What that is, it's a 3x5 American flag with a sign placed below it. You can choose what you'd like that sign to read, along with the emblem of one of the branches of the service, the police department, fire department, or just a traditional American flag on the sign. Those flags are $50. They'll fly during the Cost of Freedom. At the end of the event, the flag will be folded, and you'll be able to pick it up along with your sign at the VFW post. So if you're interested in that, we have forms here at City Hall, or you can find those online. The website for the Cost of Freedom is twinsburgcof.org, and those documents are on there also. We are also looking for lots of volunteers for the Cost of Freedom. All that information is on that same website, or you can pick it up here at City Hall.
Thank you very much. Mayor Prokop?
Thank you, Mr. Fury. Good evening, everybody. Well, I think we've covered the opening of the Nature Center. It truly is a wonderful, wonderful facility, and I also invite you up there at Post and Liberty to see the beautiful facility built by Summit Metro Parks. I'm sure that you and your families will really enjoy it, and the trails. I would like to mention that one of the trails is a all-accessible trail. So that is something that moms with strollers and anybody in a wheelchair, anybody who has a need for that will really, really enjoy that. Also, the Memorial Day ceremony, another great event. Thanks to our post, our VFW post 4929. They put so much into this event every year, and it truly sends a message to our veterans here in our town that we care about them, we support them, and we will always remember them. So I am proud to participate in that every year and thank the VFW. I thank the Boy Scouts, who I know, along with Mark Gutowski heading that up, graced our city and put all the flags up through McTerrian Parkway and many houses here in the city of Twinsburg. It just looked gorgeous, and to all the volunteers who put up flags or took care of, like our Josh McTerrian Memorial out there. Thank you. It's a big effort, but it's well worth it, and we certainly enjoyed the day. Also, the sign that was put at Veterans Park, we renamed that ground to Veterans Park, and I think it's really appropriate as that entire center of town seems to be having a patriotic theme more and more every year. Of course, the square itself with the Civil War Monument, we have the Blue Star Mother's Marker, and the Veterans Hall is there, and now Veterans Park. So it's all coming together, and I think it's just a wonderful way to honor our veterans. Other than that, we have department head reports this evening that I'm certainly ready for. So Karen, if you'd like to start us off, Finance Department.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to report the collections for May. So far, we have received $2,116,960 compared to last year receipts at $3,852,546. This reflects a decrease of 45% or $1,735,586. Refunds in the amount of $64,942 are also reflective in May's collection. Total year-to-date receipts collected are $8,751,524 compared to last year at $12,187,800. This also reflects a decrease of 28% or $3,436,275. The net distribution applied due to the rate reduction change is $284,105. And I have to say too that one of the reasons why you see such a large reduction for the month of May is particularly one company's net profits were down this month. So we're doing an inquiry on that to find out what the reason for that, and I'll give you feedback if I can, just general information on that. But we are watching closely our income tax collection. As you can see, every month they're starting to decrease. And also I attended the Center for Public Investment Management training as required by the Ohio Revised Code. That was last Wednesday. It was very informative and a lot of new rules. Also, there's a meeting that is coming up on June 3rd that is going to be very important for me to attend, as well as, if he's available, the law director regarding the House Bill 5 relative to the changes for the income tax. There will be a requirement that we will have to adopt legislation to change our current reading on our income tax collection as it applies to the House Bill 5. I'll give you more updates on that as it comes, but just know that the changes that will go in effect will be in 2016. So I'll keep you updated on those changes, and they will be, Regional Income Tax Agency will be providing us some sample ordinances to maybe perhaps we can adopt. They're looking at each of their clients and all of their rules and regulations applicable to the income tax collection, just to make sure that they will identify all the things that we need to change if it applies. So I will keep you updated.
Thank you,
That's
Karen.
all I have to report.
Thank you, Karen. Clint Wolosnik, HR.
Good evening, everybody. Our seasonal hiring has been completed, except for maybe a few stragglers. We have hired 122 individuals for various roles, which include, interestingly enough, 5 bus drivers for the day camp, 40 camp leaders, 12 concessions workers for the outdoor pool, 19 lifeguards, 1 seasonal aquatics manager, 1 theater camp leader, 1 safety town leader, 21 individuals at Glen Eagles Clubhouse for the pro shop, concession stand, and cart maintenance, and 11 golf maintenance workers, and 11 service department workers, 9 of whom assist with parks and roads, and the other 2 assist with gardening. Our final seasonal orientation will be held this Saturday at 9 o'clock at the Community Center. We're in the process of also creating a video presentation for our orientation for those who can't attend the actual event. we'll be able to email them a copy of the presentation, and they can sign off then that they've seen that important video. In our service department, Dan McGowan has been promoted to the position of foreman, which was vacated by Gary Fontaine's recent retirement. So we currently have an internal posting for Dan's equipment operator position, which, once awarded, will create an additional vacancy in the entry-level position of maintenance person. And we've advertised for that position, and we have received applications which we're currently reviewing. Hiring in the police department continues to progress. To date, we have extended 3 offers for full-time employment. All 3 will start either later this month or by June, middle of June. One of these new officers will be hired in our newly created role of police officer OPATA candidate, and will be joining the force then after he completes his training. As explained earlier, we finalized our draft for proposed changes to 147 in the employee handbook. Once those documents have been through all the readings and have been fully adopted, then we're going to hold employee meetings and discuss the provisions of Chapter 147 and go through the handbook and hand everybody a new copy of the handbook. In the IT department, the pilot program for the new time clocks has been installed in the Gulf Maintenance Department. That's going very well, so we're hopeful for a successful rollout of the entire timekeeping system once the programming of various pay codes can be completed, which should be sometime in early fall. The new camera system is scheduled to be installed the week of July 16th, so when you guys come back from break, it will be here. And then in our civil service department, at the last meeting, civil service extended the eligibility lists from the fire entrance exam that was given last year, and also extended the lieutenant's promotional list. This will give us 1 additional year for each list. Due to a retirement in the fire inspection department, there will be a firefighter assigned to that area, which will then create an opening in the ranks that hopefully we'll be able to fill from that current list. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Larry Finch? Community planning?
Thank you. Good evening, and I will be brief. We just processed our 7th reimbursement request for the Clean Ohio Revitalization Fund related to the Cornerstone Business Park. There's only roughly $300,000 left of the $3 million, so I expect we'll have 1 more reimbursement request, and that should wipe out a responsibility for the processing of those reimbursements. The Twinsburg Summit County Enterprise Zone Tax Incentive Review Council has scheduled its meeting for June 16th at 9:15 in the morning in Akron. We have a number of enterprise zones. We have 3 enterprise zone agreements still in effect. 2 of them will expire this year, leaving only 1 after this year. It'll only go for 2 more years. I don't think we'll have any more enterprise zone agreements because of the nature of that program and the fact that a CRA is basically the same thing. But we will need to nominate and process a resident representative for the remaining meetings. We'll be giving you legislation for your consideration, and it should come to you at the next council meeting. GPD, they're gearing up for the Central Area Roadway Analysis Study that we talked about previously. Right now, they're just collecting data, traffic data, and filling in some blanks with intersections for traffic movements. We're also right now reviewing a Twinsburg occupancy program application for a business that's relocating from another community. This may or may not come to you. We'll have to see if this is going to work out. But you may see a Twinsburg occupancy program grant application and agreement very soon. I attended an International Economic Development Council's business retention training meeting for 2 days of last week, and it's amazing how much things are changing in that area, what's in and what's not, but I'm not going to bore you with that right now. I would like to make 1 comment regarding Mr. Basmagi's issue related to the gambling, the video gaming location on Ravenna Road. The operator of that facility was informed that he was operating without a valid occupancy permit. It was my understanding that the chief billing official told him he could not operate there. If he's operating there now, he's operating in defiance of the CBO's order to not operate. So we will address that immediately. And
Thank you.
that's my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Derek, Parks and Recreation.
Good evening. I have two financial things that have come up in the last couple of days. One, a new compressor that has to be installed at the senior center for our AC unit that we're looking at. I'm gonna rearrange some funds to make that purchase ASAP because it's gonna be 85 degrees on Friday and it was warm today. But I will eventually be coming with an appropriation amendment for that amount. It's almost just under $5,000. And then additionally, we had put that, or Mr. Maestros had put together the school bus contract for using the school buses. There's been a slight change to that I just found out about. We're gonna have to be contracting those employees, those bus drivers. They have some union concerns with some things, so we're gonna look at that. And they're also they have a new fuel that they're using, a more energy efficient fuel, so we're not gonna be able to use our fuel anymore, so we'll be then charged back for that fuel, so we'll have to put in some appropriation amendment now to pay for the fuel. There'll be invoice for us and invoicing the school bus drivers as well, and maybe have some more changes even next year. But, you know, it's 8 days before camp starts and I'm finding this out, so.
We already have the bus agreement in place?
It is not. The contract, you have approved it, it went to their school board, they've asked for it to be
We
reviewed.
do this every year, that's why
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
almost
no,
like
it's been every year, this is the
Yeah.
first time, but I think, you know, they have, you know, new people looking at the contract, and I think that's where this is kind of starting. For us, I mean, it's the same thing, we just have to move money to a different area. It's fine, it'll just be selecting the drivers that we've had. We'll get the same drivers we have this year and pay them the same rate we have this year, but then their bus drivers get paid different rates, so next year we might have to adjust that. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work, I just wanna get through this school year, or this summer, and then go from there. But water park's open, so come on up, buy your passes for that. Camp starts on June 3rd, so it's 1 million people in and out of the office the last few days. It's a big, you know, 100 new staff. Pretty much the farmer's market starts June 11th, and also we're having our first pop-up dinner. It's called Suburban Fork, where you buy a ticket for dinner. It's a 4-course meal prepared with as much as we can food from the farmer's market itself. We're partnering with Red's Catering to do that. It's going to be set up on nice tables, linens, china, you know, silverware. Popular in more urban settings, but we're doing Suburban Fork. So you can buy tickets up at the community center or online for that. Rock the Park starts June 12th with Almost Queen, and then June 26th is Desert Highway, which is an Eagles tribute band. The duathlon, like Mr. Yates had mentioned, is Sunday, so you'll see cyclists out on the road Sunday morning, probably about 7:45. The race starts at 7:30 with our run. We have a lot of volunteers for that, helping on the course, and police department helping. We try to do it early in the morning to avoid congestion and stuff, but we will have a library event going on that day and a pancake breakfast going on all around the same time. So it'll be really congested around here, so we have some added volunteers for that. I do want to thank Daisy again for the cleanup. It's one of the many things we work on every year together, I think, so she's always a good instrumental person in putting that thing together, and that's all I have.
Hey, Derek?
Yeah.
Is CERT helping you with the
Yes.
race? Yeah.
Yeah, they've been great with all those things, and they have the radios to communicate and the specialty if something happens, and can get EMS there quickly. Yeah.
When is the Suburban Fork?
It is June 11th, Thursday, 6:30. If you're on Facebook, if you go to our page, there's an event for it. You can go right from there.
Okay, thank you, Derek. I just have one last announcement. Would like to remind everybody about the Relay for Life on June 6th. It's a 12-hour event from noon to midnight. It's called Pack the Track, and they're celebrating their 15th anniversary. So if you can possibly come out and help raise money for cancer research, this is a great event. And again, it's only a 12-hour event this year, so bring out your family or friends and let's pack the track. That's the end of my reports this evening. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Mayor. legislation. We'll start with ordinance 70, 2015.
An ordinance amending salaries, wages, and employment descriptions for certain employees of the city and updating classifications of employees to be known as the 2015 salary ordinance.
Okay. Resolution 71, 2015.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement pursuant to section 5521.01 of the Ohio Revised Code with the Ohio Department of Transportation to allow work on state highways within the city of Twinsburg Corporation limits.
I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 71, 2015. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Sorese seconds. Discussion? I think the title is pretty much self-explanatory. Shannon, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Sorese?
Yes.
Mr. Roden?
Yes.
Mr. Scafidi?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Mr. Yates?
Yes.
Mrs. Stoffer?
Yes.
Okay, Resolution 71, 2015 passes 7-0. Resolution 72, 2015.
A resolution acknowledging council's receipt and review of monthly financial statements submitted by the Finance Department for April 2015.
Okay. I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 72, 2015. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Yates seconds. Again, this is an acknowledgement that council has received financial updates from the Finance Department as part of our audit trail. Is there any further discussion? Shannon, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mr. Yates?
Yes.
Mr. Sorese?
Yes.
Mr. Scafidi?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Mrs. Stoffer? Mr. Roden?
Yes.
Resolution 72, 2015 passes 7-0. Ordinance 73, 2015.
An ordinance amending section 147, employees generally, of the codified ordinances of the city of Twinsburg.
Okay, that stands on its first reading. Unfinished business, new business, and miscellaneous. Mr. Scafidi, do you have anything?
I have nothing tonight. Thank
Mr. Yates?
Just quickly, so I promise, I'll get us out of here. So the duathlon, I was approached by Mickey Rismick, who helps organize that. He had run an event down in, I believe, North Carolina, where they had an elected official that kind of ran for a charity, and they lit him up. It was a night race, and lights, and challenged everyone to beat him, and there was donations associated with it. So he suggested, since I'm going to participate in this event on Sunday, that I do something like that. So I was asking Shannon about the cost of freedom, if they're still needing donations, and she said there's going to be a lot of incidentals, so they're still trying to raise money. So I guess I'm proposing that I race, and for everyone that beats me, I will donate $5, up to $100 maximum, because I could blow a tire or I could blow a leg. And then I was going to ask council if they would match whatever I donate. So and it's going to go to the cost of freedom. So it's out there. You don't have to decide now. I'm going to do it, but I would ask that council match whatever I donate.
Where do you usually finish in a race?
I've calculated it. I've calculated, and that $100 give or take a few people could work out well. So
By age group or everybody?
everybody, overall finishers. So
Man.
yeah. So my goal is an hour. So that's what I'm gonna shoot for.
Count me in, Ted.
All right, good. So anyway,
I'll light a candle for you.
please pray. Please pray for me, 'cause last time I raced hard, I blew a hamstring, and I don't want to do that again.
Mr. McDermott, do you have
Go ahead.
anything?
No, I-
Excuse me, were you done, Mr. Yates?
I'm done.
Okay.
No, I have nothing else.
All right, thank you. I don't have anything.
I have none.
Mr. Roden?
No.
Mr. Sorese?
Nothing, thanks.
Mrs. Stoffer?
Maureen's a runner.
Warren's gonna come on to it.
No, but
Can you beat him?
I know, and I could never be in the challenge. A lot of money.
Shannon, do you have anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Are you done?
Karen?
I gotta go Cavs.
Oh, right.
Okay. Mayor?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Maestro?
Nothing, thank you.
As you can tell, there's a playoff game tonight, but we did have a reception break. So, hearing no other new business miscellaneous, I'm adjourning the meeting at 8:34. Thank you.